How did a fragile wooden aircraft, nearly invisible to radar, manage to outsmart the formidable German defenses over occupied Europe? This is the story of the de Havilland Mosquito, the daring wooden wonder of the Royal Air Force and the pilots who risked everything to make history. It was early 1943. The skies over northern France were thick with flak and prowling Luftwaffe interceptors. The target? Heavily fortified German industrial centers, including the critical ball-bearing factories at Schweinfurt and vital aircraft plants near Hamburg. Squadron 105, the RAF's No. 2 group, prepared for a nighttime raid that many considered impossible. A mission that would push men and machine to their absolute limits. Little did they know, what happened next would become legendary. The Mosquito was unlike any aircraft of its time. Built almost entirely from laminated balsa and plywood, it was light, silent, and unnervingly fast. Pilots like Flight Lieutenant John Smith and his navigator, Flying Officer Peter Blake, trained tirelessly for these precision strikes, knowing that one mistake could mean instant death. The wooden aircraft seemed fragile, but in the right hands, it was lethal. By 1943, German radar had become increasingly effective, and night bombers suffered horrific losses. Traditional bombers, heavy and slow, were sitting ducks for flak and night fighters. The RAF needed a solution: speed, stealth, and precision over brute force. Enter the Mosquito. Armed with 4 20mm Hispano cannons and capable of exceeding 380 miles per hour. Its mission? To penetrate the enemy defenses, strike critical targets, and return almost ghost-like into the night. At 2200 hours on March 1, 1943, 12 Mosquitoes lifted off from RAF Little Snoring in Norfolk. Clouds cloaked the English Channel, and a thin layer of snow reflected the pale moonlight. German radar operators had detected the incoming raid and scrambled Messerschmitt Bf-110 night fighters from St. Trond. Every pilot knew the odds were stacked against them. The tension in the cockpit was palpable, hearts raced, and fear gripped every man. As the Mosquitoes crossed the coast, anti-aircraft batteries in northern France opened fire. The deafening roar of artillery shook the plains, tracer rounds painting the night sky in deadly streaks. Flying just 200 feet above the trees, weaving between searchlights, each pilot knew that one wrong move would mean certain death. Enemy fighter controllers guided the Luftwaffe night fighters into the path of the Mosquitoes. 12 wooden aircraft faced nearly 3 times their number in enemy fighters and hundreds of flak guns below. Every second counted. The roar of engines, the hiss of flak, the screams of radio chatter. It was chaos at 300 miles per hour. By 23:30 hours, the Mosquitoes reached Schweinfurt. The factory defenses were brutal. Dense flak patterns, searchlights slicing through the dark, and fighter aircraft circling like predators. One Mosquito, piloted by Smith, was hit near the port wing. Sparks flew, smoke twisted into the cockpit, and panic threatened to overwhelm the men. Every second felt like eternity. Flying Officer Blake shouted coordinates into the radio as tracer rounds zipped past. A Messerschmitt closed to just 200 yards, firing its MG-17 machine guns. The Mosquito shuddered violently under the impact. It seemed impossible. Flak exploded below, and fighters pressed in from all sides. Survival odds were minimal, yet the wooden design, nearly invisible to radar, gave them a fighting chance, a fragile lifeline in a storm of steel and fire. Smith throttled the Mosquito to maximum speed, diving through a narrow gap in the flak pattern. Blake directed every evasive maneuver with precision, banking over the Seine and then cutting sharply toward Hamburg. Speed, stealth, and agility became their weapons. The pursuing fighters could barely keep up, frustrated by the elusive ghost they could neither touch nor track effectively.
Meanwhile, the other Mosquitoes executed perfectly timed attacks on the secondary target, aircraft production plants near Hamburg. Bombs fell with surgical precision, crippling assembly lines and delaying German aircraft production. Enemy gunners fired at shadows. One by one, the Mosquitoes slipped past defenses, almost spectral, as the night swallowed them. In under 45 minutes, the mission was complete. Not a single Mosquito was lost, a feat unprecedented in raids over heavily defended territories. Courage, skill, and innovation triumphed where brute force alone could not. Back at RAF Little Snoring, the pilots exhaled the first real breath in hours. 4 factories destroyed, dozens of enemy aircraft delayed, and the psychological impact on German defenses was profound. Casualties were minimal, a testament not only to the Mosquito's revolutionary design, but to the sheer determination and precision of the men who flew her. Flight Lieutenant Smith and Flying Officer Blake were awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross for bravery, skill, and unwavering composure under fire. The Mosquito's success cemented its legacy as the most versatile aircraft of the war, a platform capable of bombing, reconnaissance, and aerial combat, an embodiment of ingenuity, daring, and human spirit. This was just one of these untold stories from the Second World War. The wooden mosquito, often overlooked in history books, demonstrated that courage, ingenuity, and determination could triumph against overwhelming odds. Subscribe to our channel as we continue to bring these forgotten chapters of history back to life.